live in our webinar app. We should be live. Hey, everyone, can you let us know if you can see us and hear us? We should be good to go, though.
Yep. I ask this. We ask that you say that in chat. Like, let us know. Can you see and hear us? I ask this because I actually had a terrible experience once upon a time. Jess, have I ever told you about this terrible experience I had?
Maybe.
Well, so it was one of my first ever webinars. I thought that everything was going so well. And then I hop back into the chat after 10 minutes, everyone is saying, oh, your screen is broken. You're using the wrong mic.
Oh, you're joking.
So now I always ask at the beginning, everyone's saying that they can see and hear. Kimberly, Joe, Miguel, Claire. All right, cool. So, hey, everyone, I'm Cameron.
I'm Jess, and really excited for this webinar today. Can you guys actually let us know where you're tuning in from? Because one of the other interesting things about this workshop that we do is we get people from almost every continent.
Yeah, we get people from 4, 5, even 6 different continents at the same time. So let me know in the chat where you're tuning in from. Just the geographic diversity here is really something that always blows my mind. And seeing people are coming in Colorado, Toronto, Vancouver, Long Beach, Dusseldorf, Germany, Willkommen, New York City. Hey, we're here in New York City as well. Cordoba, Argentina, bienvenidos. Brighton, UK, Venezuelan living in Chile, France, bienvenue. Bangalore, India, Puerto Rico, Peru, New Orleans, Cairo, New York, Italy, Norway, Santa Rosa, Philippines.
This is incredible.
Wow.
Well, this is great. Thank you for sharing. We also asked this, though, because it gives a couple of minutes for the last minute stragglers to come in. But it looks like everyone is here. We are ready to do this. So I'm going to share my screen. And just one last time, once I do, let me know that you can still see and hear me. All right. You see a beautiful website. And then some familiar faces. All right, so welcome to today's workshop. This is probably one of my favorite workshops to present because at Teachable, we have a bit of an unfair advantage because we're not just giving you theory or things that we think could work. We have access to so much data for all of our top performing course creators and instructors. And we've correlated all that data to present it to you today. So I'm giving you the 7 steps to launch your own profitable online course. I'm not holding anything back. And this workshop is going to be perfect for you if you're a blogger, a creative, a freelancer, or maybe you're looking to grow your audience and your credibility, or maybe you just want to grow your business and help a lot of people and make an impact. Now, I want to know if you already have a school on Teachable. What is it? Type it into the chat. Let me know the name of it. And if not, I'd love to know, like, do you have any ideas for a school that you want to create? Any topics you're passionate about? Type it into chat. Because Cam, we get so many different topics.
Yeah, we get people teaching everything from A to Z, literally from astrology to zoology. So again, if you have a school on Teachable, let us know what it is in the chat. If you don't have a school yet, let us know the topic that you're going to be teaching. All right, and we usually get some cool examples on this webinar. I think I saw one about Stoic philosophy the other day. It was great. So we're seeing people talking about teaching how to get a job in HRM, meditation, philanthropy, chess, spelling, Parkinson's, career planning, time management, consulting, product management, design, healthy cooking classes, and nutrition. So yeah, answers all over the map, all these different types of things. Really cool.
So interesting. All right, so my big promise to you is that in the next 60 minutes, you're going to learn everything that you need to know to launch a profitable online course. Now, I do speak quickly, as you've probably noticed, but I'm going to be speaking especially quickly today because there's so much that I want to get through. So because of that, promise me you will take notes. I don't know if you've ever done this, Cam, or you guys watching this right now, but I've attended so many conferences, gone and watched so many webinars where I won't take notes. And then as soon as I leave the room, it's like I was never even there. So don't make that mistake. Please ensure you are taking notes as we're going through this. So let's first start talking about why online courses. You know, maybe you've heard people use them in their business, or there's a topic you're really passionate about. But I guess one of the best ways to explain it is with a short story. So a few years ago, I was working as a web designer, and all of my work was one-on-one with clients. And one year, it was my grandma's 90th birthday, and all my friends and family decided that we were going to get together, fly back home to Canada, and throw this massive surprise party for her. So that's what we do. Now, it gets to the morning of her birthday, and I really quickly just checked my phone. And I got one of the most dreaded emails I think anyone doing one-on-one work can get. And type into the chat if you can relate to this. I had a client that said, "Hey, Jess, we love our website, but there's a couple of changes that we want done ASAP." And my stomach dropped when I read that because I knew exactly what that meant. While I was stuck at home, feeling so overwhelmed, so frustrated, the rest of my friends and family were essentially partying it up with my 9-year-old grandma. And really, that was a pivotal moment for me when I realized that time is valuable and it's also limited. So this is what brings us to online courses. And there's quite a few reasons why they are so impactful. First of all, you can make extra money. So we've seen people make an extra 1K, even replace their full-time income just with an online course. Now, on that note, I want to hear from you. What are your monthly income goals when it comes to launching, let's say, your first online course? So type into the chat A, B, C, D, or E. A, 500 to 1K, B, 1K to 3K, C, 3K to 5K, all the way up to E, 10K plus per month. And look, in a perfect world, of course, everyone wants to be making over $10,000 a month on their first launch. But really, if I were making an extra $500 of income I had never had before, I think that's pretty great.
All right, so I'm seeing the answers come in. And like you were saying, Jess, there's a good amount of diversity. So of course, some people saying E's, but people are all over the map saying everything from A to B to C to some D's as well. So people are recognizing that, obviously E can transform your life, but you can have a transformative effect even at a lower income level as well.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So next is with online courses, you do the hard work up front, but then your course becomes an asset. So it's not a get-rich-quick scheme, but because your course is a digital product, you no longer have to recreate it every single time that you want to sell it. So because of that, it makes courses extremely high leverage. Third, now the paparazzi is not going to be following you. You're not going to be Zoolander famous, but you do become this mini celebrity in your space because you gain credibility. You grow this incredible community around you. And if I think back to one of our earlier instructors, her name is Jessica Sprague. She has 80,000 students in all of her courses. So that's the equivalent of her standing in the middle of a Super Bowl football stadium, and the entire crowd of people know who she is, and she's had some form of an impact on their life just with her courses. And fourth reason, you get results pretty quickly. And we've seen people make their first course sales in the first 1 to 2 weeks. And I want you to really compare that to other ways that you can share your knowledge, like let's say writing a book. And type into the chat if anyone has ever tried writing a book. But let's say that you want to do that. It would probably take you 6 to 12 months if you're really good at it. And you would maybe sell it for, $12 a copy? Compare that to a course where we've seen people create their course in 30 days and then sell and make their sales in the first 1 to 2 weeks. And then the fifth reason is you help a lot of people. So you're no longer restricted to how many hours there are in a day. So with a course, you can then impact the lives of tens, hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands of people just from one product. Now, out of those last 5 benefits, which is the most exciting to you? Which is the one where you're like, that's why I want to do online courses? Type into the chat, let me know. Cameron, what are you thinking?
Well, for me, I think my favorite benefit is the scale, the reach, the idea that you can just get to so many people so quickly. I like to think of it like this. My high school teacher, it would take him 20 years to reach 1,000 people. Where with Teachable, we see people reach 1,000 audience members in less than 24 hours. So yeah, that reach, that's the incredible part. People are typing in the chat saying, immediacy, flexibility, the ability to help others, be able to make money, being able to create a scalable asset, having freedom, creating passive income. So yeah, people who are really chiming in with some of the important stuff that we're taking away from this.
Nice. Now, maybe you care, maybe you don't, but I'm Jess and I lead partnerships at Teachable, where we've had over 7,000 people that have created well over 20,000 courses. And to my left,
hey guys, I'm Cameron. So I work with our VIP instructors, and I will make sure that you get your questions answered today.
And as a team, like I was saying, we have watched over 20,000 online course launches, which means that we have access to the hard data for all of our schools, which means that we've interviewed our top instructors, we picked their brains, we solved their support issues. We've seen what works and, well, what doesn't. And we've come to one pretty incredible conclusion. But before I get to that, I need to know that you guys are still with me, that you're excited for this. So type into the chat if you want to know what that is. Cameron, are you ready for this?
Jess, I'm excited. Let's hear it.
All right, drum roll. There is one tried and true tested method for building and launching your course. Just one. And out of our over 7,000 active teachers, the same ones have been using the same 7-step process, which I think is crazy. And that's exactly what I'm going to walk you through today. So here it is. Here's a 7-step blueprint. Take a screenshot of this because this is literally everything that you need to know. So step 1, we need to find out what your most profitable course idea is. Step 2 will be setting your income goals, and I'm going to show you how to do that with a formula. Very easy to use though. Step 3 will be growing your audience and your email list. So that way you have people to actually sell your course to. Step 4 is pricing your course. 5 is creating your school. And just so you know, on this step, we're actually going to be doing it together, and you're going to have your school created by the end of it. And then we talk about high converting sales pages. Step 6 is creating and recording your course, so the content. And then step 7 is launching your course. And I'm giving you an entire course marketing plan to follow step by step. Now, there's normally 3 categories of people, and I want you to pay close attention to which one you think you fall under. And type into the chat 1, 2, or 3. So 1, you're excited, but you have no idea what you want your course to be about, and you just don't know where to start. 2, you have an idea of what you want your course to be about, but now you really just need help refining and tweaking that idea. And 3, you have a ton of ideas for your courses, but now you just need to figure out, okay, which is going to be the most profitable idea? Type into the chat. Be interesting to see where you guys are at. And as you're doing that, I want to share with you one of our earlier teachers. Her name is Angela Fair. So she has courses on watercolor painting. And she started off making around $2,000 a month. She's now making up to $8,000 a month just from her online course sales. Now, the reason why I'm showing you this as an example is, I don't know about you, Cam, but I definitely felt that before even diving into online courses, that I had to teach people how to make money in order for them to buy my course. And I'm sure you guys watching this, you probably have that idea too. There's probably a certain topic you think that you need to do to be successful. But the truth is that there's thousands of possible course topics. Like, we've seen everything from the foundations of card magic to practical cartooning for technical folks, hacker marketing. Like, the possibilities are endless. But let's talk about you. So how do you find what your most profitable course idea is? And let's really workshop this together. Type into the chat as ideas are coming in. And also, if you see an idea come up in chat that you resonate with, let that person know. Let's encourage each other. So first, ask yourself, what are you good at? What are you passionate about? Are there things that you're already interested in? Maybe jobs that you've done, skills that you have. But don't get in the trap of thinking it has to be related to what you went to school for. To one of my really close friends, she's extremely stylish. And I'm always asking her for fashion tips. And just because it's not my forte. And I say to her, Jen, you should have an online course on this. Now, it's not because she went to university and studied fashion styling, and it's not because she's working with celebrities and that's her career, but it's something that she's naturally good at. She's always helping people with, and, they're getting results. So as you're coming up with the topics that you're passionate about, I'm sure there's a myth that comes up and you're probably thinking it. So let's just debunk it. You're probably thinking, well, I have a ton of things that I'm passionate about, but I just don't feel like I have any ideas where I'm enough of an expert to sell an online course on that topic. Let me know if you relate to that. I think another way of explaining it is imposter syndrome. But you know what? At Teachable, we love data, we love facts. So we decided to see, what does expert actually mean? And the dictionary definition is having or showing a special skill or knowledge because of what you have been taught or experienced. Now, the key point in that is what you have been taught or experienced. Note, it does not say that you're the world's #1 expert on a specific topic. And this is actually really important when it comes to your course. So when you think back to when you were in school, maybe it was high school, maybe it was university, maybe you're still there. Did you ever have a teacher that was so good at doing something, they were very smart, but they weren't the best teachers? Now, if I think back to when I was in school, I had a math teacher one year who was quite literally a genius. But the problem is that whenever I would ask him for help, even his explanations were just too far advanced for me to even grasp the concept. So what I soon discovered was that if I turned to my friend, who was 2 steps ahead of me, she was able to break things down in terms that I could actually understand because she got what I was struggling with, but then she also had the solution. So for you as a course creator and teaching your students, being even just 2 steps ahead of them is actually a valuable thing. And then the most important part of any online course is what we call the butterfly effect. And no, it is not the movie. You want to provide a transformation for your students. So people aren't investing in the videos that you've created or what your sales page looks like or even the topic. What they care about is what are they going to get at the end of your course? What is that outcome? So here's an example. Charlie Hohen's masterclass, How to Land a Job You Love. Jessica Sprague has learned how to create digital scrapbooks in 30 days. All right, now I have a question for you. True or false? Type into the chat. Who here thinks that the more information you teach in your course, the more valuable your course is? True or false? Let me know. Cam, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, for me, I think it's not so much the quantity of information, but rather the quality. Or as I heard it put once, one moment of aha equals hours of blah, blah.
That's great. And looking at the chat here, yep, false. Charlie says false. Laura says nope. Yeah, you guys got it. So your course does not need to have a massive amount of information. A good online course actually simplifies things and it cuts through the information to find out what is important. And I hope everyone just heard that and took a big sigh of relief. You do not need to have hours and hours and hours of content for a good online course. And really, your course should be the shortcut to an outcome. Because no matter what you're teaching, Cameron and I could go onto Google and YouTube right now, and we could probably figure out how to do what you're teaching for free. However, the caveat with that is it would probably take us 4 times as long. We'd make 10 times as many mistakes. We'd be frustrated. We wouldn't know where to start or where to end. So the value in your course and why people pay for it is that you are simplifying and aggregating and helping people sort through the noise. So let's just recap. To find your most profitable course idea, step 1, you wanted to write down the topics you're passionate about, skills that you've done. Step 2, you want to figure out the outcome you're going to provide your students. And then step 3 is you choose the most impactful transformation. All right, so we just covered step 1. I know if you're thinking, like, what? That was only step 1. That was so long. It always feels like that. And that's just because we need to ensure you have a strong foundation to build off of. So now that you know how to create or to choose a profitable course idea, let's transition into setting your income goals. And the easiest way to launch your course is actually to build a small but engaged email list. And this is of people who are genuinely interested in your topic. And then what you do is you launch your course to that list. But before you can launch your course and make money, you need to understand that there is this magic formula behind how you actually make money selling courses. So here it is. We need to figure out what your revenue goal is. And then to work backwards, we need to know the total number of subscribers, the conversion rate, and the conversion rate is a percentage of people that turn into paying customers, and then the price of your course. And then when you have a list of fans who know, they like, they trust you, it is so much easier to hit your income goals and launch your course to them. So what I want to know is who here already has an audience? Type into the chat. And if you have 0 people on your list, type in 0. I want to know where you're starting at. And what are your thoughts on this, Cam?
Well, there are lots of people I talk to who say they have no audience, but then I go through their social profiles and I find they have, a couple of hundred friends on Facebook, a few hundred connections on LinkedIn, a bunch of followers on Twitter, some people who still follow that old blog from a while ago, and it adds up to a decent amount. But don't worry, even if you have 0, you're in the right place. You go into this assuming that you don't have an email list yet. All right, seeing the entries come in, we're seeing everything from 4,500 to 10 to 0 to 2,000 to 2. So all over the map, and you're all in the right place.
Yeah, absolutely. Because the good news is that you can go from 0, like we're saying, to an audience of 500, even a few thousand people pretty quickly. And I'm also going to assume that for the purpose of this workshop, you're starting at 0. Now, if you do have an audience, you have a bit of an advantage, but the truth is that you can grow your audience even more in 10 to 14 days if you know the right things to do. So I will be showing you that in just a second, but first, let's come back to this formula. So right now, let's assume that your course is priced at $200 to $300. We need to work backwards here. So let's say that you wanted to make $5,000 and your course is $300. We're going to say that your conversion rate is 2%. So to represent that, we put 0.02, and 2% is an industry average. It's actually considered good. So I would use that rather than overestimating how many people are going to convert. So if you wanted to make $5,000, that would mean that you would need 850 people on your email list. Now, if you've opened up a new tab and you're scrolling through Facebook, I want you to come back and really look at this. 850 people. That's 17 people in the entire World Wide Web that have to purchase your course to make that income. So really, everyone can do this, including you. But let's actually talk about that. How are we going to build your list? How are you going to get an audience of people to actually sell your course to? So you're probably thinking, okay, well, how do I create that initial list? And what's interesting is that every successful course creator on Teachable is actually doing it in the same proven way. I have yet to meet someone that is doing it differently, which is you need to give away free value, whether that is free content, a piece of your course, in exchange for someone's email address. And then you're going to have people that are ready to buy your paid course. And the best or possibly worst analogy I have for this is type into the chat, who here goes to Costco? I know my mom and I do. Cam, is it still the place that kids hang out?
Jess, I'll have you know that I also go to Costco with my mom.
Nice. Okay, well, let's imagine that you're there. And I want you to close your eyes right now and imagine that you're walking down an aisle in Costco and someone comes up to you and says, hey, I'm selling these box of cookies. They're $20. Would you like to buy them? Now, I don't know about you. I love cookies, but if someone said that to me, my first reaction would be, well, no, I've never tried them. I don't know if they're good. And that seems a little bit expensive. But I want you to imagine that you're walking down an aisle and someone comes up to you and says, hey, I have these free samples of cookies. Would you like to try them? Now, let's say you do, and it is the most delicious thing you've ever tasted. Now, do you think that you're going to be more inclined to purchase the $20 for the box? And the truth is yes. And that's why it's the exact same principle for growing your audience and then selling your course. People need to see who you are, the value that you deliver first before they're going to invest in your course. Now, we actually have 18 strategies that we use to grow an email list. This is in our flagship course called The Profitable Teacher. You've probably heard of it. We sell it for $350. However, because you're on this webinar right now, I'm actually just going to give you 3 of the strategies right now. Let me know if that sounds good. So method 1 is the giveaway. Now, giveaways are great if you're just starting out, and you can use a tool like KingSumo or Gleam.io, and we'll type those into the chat. And what's great about this is that when you post your giveaway, someone has to enter their email address to be entered. And then as soon as they do, they're then prompted to share this giveaway on social media to get 3 additional entries. And what you'll find with this is that your giveaway can start to go viral because everyone is sharing it for additional entries and they're basically promoting it for you. The only thing that I would say to ensure that you do with a giveaway is make sure that the prize that you're offering is super specific to your audience and your potential students. And I say this because, you could do something extravagant like give away an iPad. I can assure you, you would have a ton of people entering in this giveaway. But they're entering in the giveaway to win an iPad, not because they are the right group of people that would be interested in the topic of your course. So just keep that one in mind. Method 2 is the mini course. So let's say that your full course is called How to Plan a Trip to Italy. And let's say that you have 10 modules inside. What you can do without creating any additional work is take one of the modules from this full course and give it away for free. Now, when you do this, a couple of really interesting things happen. So first, you can instantly put hundreds, if not thousands of happy students in your free mini course. So you really start to build a great audience, but you deliver a ton of value and you start building a relationship with them. And finally, what a lot of people miss is you can actually use their feedback for testimonials to help you sell your premium paid course later. Now, of course, you always want to be transparent where you got the testimonial from and get their permission, but it's a really great thing to do if you're just starting out. And then you have an audience of people that are ready and eager for your paid course. And going back to our example of Angela Fair, this is exactly what she does. She has free videos on YouTube, which then lead to a free course on Teachable, which is where she then promotes her other paid products. And her courses are very basic, they're very simple, and then people purchase her additional courses to take things to the next level. And then method 3 is the webinar. So very similar or exactly as to what you're watching now, but webinars are such a great way to share your knowledge and give value to your audience. The only thing that I would say though is that, first of all, if you don't want to be the only person on camera, you could do something like a summit. So this is where you'd be interviewing other people around the topics around your course, and just really ensure that no matter what you do with your webinar or your summit, make sure that people get value regardless of if they purchase from you or not. This is so important because, maybe you've been to these webinars or workshops before where you'll attend and the person will spend 5 minutes maybe giving you some tips and then 2.5 hours selling their product. No one likes that, and I don't think that you would do that, but just keep in mind that people should get results regardless of if they purchase from you or not. Now, there's 18 strategies, but I've just given you guys 3. Now, let me know in the chat, who here thinks they can do 1, maybe 2 of those? And honestly, I think everyone can, but I want to know specifically, which one are you going to try? And then after you do this over a 10 to 14 day period, you have your list. And then later in step 7, I'm actually going to show you how to launch your course to that list. And I am giving you an actual course marketing calendar to follow everything you need to do step by step. But before we get ahead of ourselves, now, just to recap, we talked in step 3 about growing your course audience. Now let's transition into step 4, which is pricing your course. Type into the chat, who here is considering making a course that is less than $100? Type it in. Cameron, what are your thoughts on this? Did you ever think about that?
Well, Jess, when I first started at Teachable, I thought that all the courses online were going to be like $5, $10, something cheap. I had saw that before with Udemy, so I thought that was how you made money. But since I started at Teachable, I found that it's actually a little bit different. Now, everyone's saying in chat saying I am, other people are saying no, I'm not going to, I'm going to do something more expensive. So let me know, Jess, what was it that we found out about pricing?
Mm-hmm. So this is really interesting, and I would especially encourage you to just consider this if you're just starting out. But what we found is that the best way to hit your revenue target is actually to use premium pricing. So we call this the Rolls-Royce effect. You want people to look at your course like the Rolls-Royce of online courses versus this you get what you pay for kind of beat up car. But I'm not just saying that because that sounds fancy and nice. We looked at the data, and the average price of our top 10 selling instructors was $272. But we have seen some well over $1,000. And what's interesting is that when you use premium pricing, a few things happen. So first, it's easier to hit your income goals because you don't have to make as many sales. But your students will get better results and they're more fun to work with. And, you're probably thinking, what? How does that affect just because I charge more? And the reason is that your course wasn't an impulse buy. So they had to really think about whether or not they wanted to invest that amount of money in a course. And because they said yes, and they did, you can bet your bottom dollar they're going to ask the right questions, they're going to take action, and they're going to get results. But let's go back to your goal. So if you wanted to make $1,000 a month, if you charge $100, which I would consider premium priced in certain industries, you only need to make 10 sales. Or if you charge 500, you only need to make 2. Let's make it even more. If you wanted to make $5,000 a month, if you charge $100, that's less than 2 sales per day. And if you charge 500, now you only need to make 10 sales that entire month. Now, let me know. Do you think these goals are approachable when we break them up into these practical steps? Type into the chat. And I also want you to type in the chat. It's just a little fun game. Everyone all together on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, type I will charge more. We should see a big sea of I will charge mores in the chat. We do this because it's fun, but it really does come down to when you're charging more, you're also valuing your work, your course, the time you spend, and the results you know you're giving your students. So don't undervalue yourself just because you think you need to in order to make sales. And yet looking at the chat, everyone's like, I will charge more. All right, so now we talked about pricing. Let's go into step 5, which is creating your school. So get ready for this. We're actually going to be building your school live and then talking about high converting sales pages. So there's 5 things that you need when you put your course online. First, you want it to be absolutely beautiful, but you should be able to do that in less than an hour, regardless of your technical expertise. 2, make sure you have your own domain name. So that's like yourcourse.com versus yourcourse.somethingweird.someoneelseswebsite.com/whatever. And the reason for this is that it's easy to remember and it's also just professional. It just boosts your credibility. 3, make sure your course website is mobile optimized. So what this means is that if I were to go onto my phone or on a tablet, your course website should still display nicely on them. And also, just a quick little tech tip, Google will actually favor your course website over another website that is not mobile friendly. And 4th, make sure you have total control over your students' data and emails. And I don't like to point fingers or say names, but this is just how Teachable got started. So way back, our CEO Encore, he had some courses on Udemy, and one day he noticed that the amount of students that he had in his courses skyrocketed, which, should be exciting for any course creator. But what was weird was that when he went to look at his income or his revenue, that wasn't changing. So he contacts them and they explain that, well, no, we've promoted your course for free. And they're allowed to do that. That's in their terms. But the problem is that he had no control over that. So as a business owner, you don't want to give someone else the option to decide how much money you make in a month. And then when he decided to make his own platform, which is what Teachable is now, he couldn't bring over his students that he'd worked so hard to gain because Udemy or the course marketplace websites own that data. So no matter how you create your course, just promise me you will ensure you have full control over that. And then 5th, make sure you can accept payments on day 1. And I'm going to let you in on a little secret, though you've probably guessed. Everything I just listed, you can do on Teachable. But I'm not just going to say that you can. Let's move on. Let's just get you one quick win right now, and let's actually create your school. And when you're done, type done in the chat, but Cameron's going to walk you through this.
All right, guys. So if you already have your school on Teachable, this is where you can sit back, relax, have a cup of tea. But if you don't have a school on Teachable yet, follow alongside me, do what I do. And once you're finished, type done in the chat. All right. So again, just follow alongside me, then type done in the chat once you're done. So step 1 is just going to teachable.com. Again, that's just teachable.com. And from here, I click get started. Now, at this part, it's easy. All I have to do is put in my name. So in this case, Cameron Mattis. I'm going to put in my email address, Cameron7steps12318@teachable.com. Sorry, I can't type today. Now I'm just going to put in a super secret password, agree to the terms of use, which make it clear that you own your students, your content, and your pricing. And now finally, I'm just going to name my school. Now I can change all of this information down the line. So I can do something boring here for now, like Teachable 7 steps 12318. I click create new school, and that's it. Now, if you've been on the internet for a while, you know that back in the day, if you wanted to build an online course, well, first you had to buy a domain name. Then you had to set up web hosting. Then you had to code the site yourself and upload it using FTP. And those days are over. With Teachable, you just fill out that form and it is done for you. So again, if you just did that alongside me, type done in the chat. Thanks again for your attention.
We really should have timed that. That was like 30 seconds. All right. So now that you guys have a school, we need to talk about sales pages, but we want one that actually converts like crazy. And we've found that there's actually 6 things that you need for a high converting sales page. So first, you have your title and your subdescription. But you don't want to just have like the name of your course and that's it. People should have a very clear idea as to what transformation you're offering with your course, just from those 2 lines. And then do you see how there's like a watch promo button below that? If you were to click on that, this video would pop up. And video is probably one of the most important things you can include on your sales page because it allows people to see who you are, that you're passionate about your topic, and that, there really is someone behind the screen. Now, this example is obviously professionally filmed, but it does not need to be. The most important thing is that people can just see who you are talking to the camera. Next is your description. So in your description, rather than just listing out like, here's 8 modules, module 1 is this, module 2 is this, focus on the transformation again. Show people at the end of each module, what are they going to learn? What are they going to accomplish? And then you can also explain why does you understand where your potential students are at and why you have the solution. Next, we have testimonials. So it's one thing for you to say how amazing and great your course is. It's another for people who have worked with you, who likely had problems that your potential students are having, but they got results from working with you. And depending on the nature of your work, I would include a photo with a testimonial, but sometimes that's not possible. And finally, payment plans. So because you're going to be using premium pricing, that also means that it might not be accessible for everyone to pay all in one go. So to increase your conversions on your course, offer a flexible plan. So that could be you split the payment up over 3 months or 2 months, however you want to do it. So why should you be so excited? That entire sales page I just showed you was actually generated in minutes using Teachable. And really what it is a fill in the blank template. And then your sales page is where you're going to send everyone once you start promoting your course. All right. You can't see me. I'm giving you a virtual high five to the screen, but we are through the first 5 steps. Let's just recap them. So step 1, you want to find out what your most profitable course idea is. Step 2 was setting your income goals. And I showed you how to do that with the formula. Step 3 was growing your course audience and your email list. 4, we talked about premium pricing. 5, you built your school live on this webinar. And then we talked about sales pages. Now let's go into step 6, which is creating and recording your content. And then, which I think is everyone's favorite, launching. Now, when it comes to actually creating your course content, you're probably thinking, oh, that sounds like a lot of work. But the good news is actually not that hard. And I am going to show you the easiest way to create your course content, which is first, you need to create a course outline. So write down the process step by step that someone needs to go through to get whatever the desired outcome is that your course provides. So for example, let's say you have a course on how to lose 10 pounds in 30 days. What does someone need to do every single day or every single week to get that desired outcome? And then each step in your outline becomes a section. Now keep it to 6 to 12 sections, nothing more. And then in each section, that's where you can put your video lecture. So now let's talk about actually creating the content. Now the easiest way to do this is with PowerPoint or Keynote. PowerPoint if you're using a PC, Keynote if you're on a Mac. And what you can do is you can create some slides, just like what you're actually looking at right now, and then use software like ScreenFlow or even QuickTime, I believe, on a Mac, or Camtasia on a PC. And what it does is it will actually record your computer screen and your audio. So you can go through your slides and talk through it like you were giving a live lecture, and it will record all of that. And then you can export it and then upload it to your school. So no crazy expensive editing needed. But if you don't want to do that, other ideas are interviews with experts, cheat sheets, case studies, supporting materials, toolkits. The biggest takeaway that I hope you get, though, is that it does not need to be expensive or complicated to have a professional looking course. All right. Now, who's ready to get into the fun stuff and actually launch your course? I know this is a moment most of you have been waiting for, but I need to know that you're still with me, that you're ready for this. Type in heck yes into the chat so I know you're still with me. Cameron, are you ready for this?
Yes, Jess, you know I'm ready for this. I'm excited. Let's do this.
This is hands down my favorite step. All right. Step 7, the launch. So do you remember way back in step 3, I showed you how to build your email list? Well, now we're going to launch your course to that list of new raving fans. And look, experimentation is great, but sometimes I think it's better just to follow a proven plan that actually works. So I just want to give you a simple but very effective launch calendar right now, which is the easiest way to make money with your course is to break it up into 2 steps over a 30-day period. So first, you need to build a small initial email list. This is for 1 to 2 weeks. And then you launch your course to that list the following 1 to 2 weeks. But for your first launch, really, you can keep things small. You can make 5, 10K or more on your first course launch, even by launching to a small list of even a few hundred people. So this is what it looks like. So for the first 1 to 2 weeks, we call this the education phase. And this is where you're going to apply everything you learned in step 3. So you can add in your blog post, you can do your mini course, the giveaway, you can hold webinars. And then at the end of this phase, people are going to know that you can help them because you have. They're going to want your course because now you've generated a demand for it, and they trust you. But they trust you because you've earned it. There's no sneaky marketing tactics here. For 8 days, you've done nothing but give value and ensure they are getting results, regardless of if they purchased from you or not. And then you're going to have 500, 1,000, maybe more people, of which a percentage are going to be absolutely ready for your course. And then this is when we get into the sales phase. So this is our 8-day launch. We jokingly call it our Crazy 8 launch because for 8 days, you're sending out 8 emails, but you're not going to go crazy because I'm going to show you exactly what to do right now. This is what the structure looks like. So on day 1, you send out an email, which is a course teaser. So you mentioned you'll be launching a course, but people can't buy just yet. Day 2 is where you explain what is in the course. Talk about the modules, the transformation. Then on day 3, this is where you say, guys, my course is now open for enrollment. You can now join. Then day 4, answering FAQs and, is the course right for me? Now, if you're thinking like, well, I just started my course, I don't know what the frequently asked questions are. The trick with this is actually to address objections. So what are some things that might be holding people back from joining your course? Common things like, do you offer a refund policy? Are you going to offer support so people can ask questions? Then day 5, you can add in a surprise bonus. So what you can say is, hey, everyone, now if you join my course, you're also going to get access to this amazing bonus. Day 6 is where you send out a thank you note. So thanking everyone that's joined your course, but also including testimonials to show social proof. So people that are getting results, show that in this email. Day 7, you make a logical argument for why your course makes sense. So you can say something like, look, my course isn't for everyone, but it is for you if, and then explain why. And then day 8 is where enrollment is closing. You say, hey, this is a last chance to join. And you can also send an extra 1 to 2 emails if you want. So here it is. This is what the entire launch calendar looks like. If you want, you can add an extra webinar on day 13 or day 16. But a very important thing to note is that the money will typically come in spurts. So this is what generally happens. The first day, you'll see that you make some sales because people were eager. These were the people that are action takers. But expect that to drop. Now, we actually had someone who had a 6-figure launch, and on one particular day, she had 0 sales. So remember, it's not over until it's over, and the most sales that you'll probably find come at the very last day. Now, I have to share this testimonial, this post from Lee. He was actually on one of these 7 Steps webinars, just like you're watching right now. And I guess he took some crazy notes. His list was, at the end of it, over 1,400 people. He ended up with over 244 people signing up to his course. Now, of course, I have to say results weren't typical, But what I do want you to see is that when you take action on everything I just shared with you, you go through your notes, you apply this, you're gonna get results. All right, guys, we did it. I'm so proud of you for lasting this long. I hope you got a lot of value, and we're gonna get into the Q&A in just a few minutes. But first, I wanna talk about you. What was your biggest takeaway out of this? What was the thing that you learned or you had an aha moment with? Would love to know what that was, and type it into the chat. And what have you been seeing, Cam?
Well, I've seen people like really come in and learn a little bit more about like our pricing, a little bit more about what we can offer people in terms of, marketing and how that can be successful. So everyone's typing into the chat. Often the idea that this is actually just something that you can achieve, that you can just break down the schedule into simple steps. That's big news for people. So people are chiming in and saying that they can learning how to build an email list, how to put your free course on YouTube. The process is there, that it took away your anxiety, that it's been very easy to follow, that you can build your email list from zero. So lots of good takeaways here. Thanks so much for sharing.
Yeah, awesome. And just like Cam said, the one takeaway that I really hope that everyone here watching gets is that you can do this. And like I said, just like I showed you with Lee's post, we have seen time and time again, by applying what you've learned, by really taking action, you're going to get results. But I mean, look, we've covered a lot. Who here kind of feels like this photo? Just information overload. Let me know, type into the chat. Because if that is you, how many of you want me just to get rid of the overwhelm and just give you our exact easy to follow process for launching your course? Type into the chat, let me know. Because as I mentioned earlier, to create a successful online course, you really need two things. So first, you need a proven plan to follow from people who have actually done it before, but then you need a way to create your school, so the technology. And today I am so excited to say that we are combining two really important things. And if you want to figure out a course topic that people are going to love, you want to become more well-known in your space, increase your credibility, you want to grow your income, but in a much more scalable way, and you want to help a lot of people build this incredible community around you, and you want to do all of this in the next 30 days. This Teachable bundle is going to be specifically for you. I'm so excited for this. Everything that you get in this bundle. So first, you're getting access to our most popular plan. It's a professional plan. And with it, you get unlimited courses and students. It's 100% customizable with a look and feel. You can integrate a custom domain. You can track the progress of your students. There's full e-commerce to accept payments, email marketing, there's drip content, and most importantly, there's no transaction fees, instant payouts. And on top of that, you also get access to more advanced marketing features like one-click upsells. And just on the professional plan, you get live chat, meaning that you don't need to submit a ticket to get your questions answered or email someone. You can hop on to our chat specifically for professional plan users, ask your questions, get assistance quickly. And then once you have the number one software to deliver your online course, you're going to need that step-by-step plan to really help you create and launch your course. And this is where we are including our Profitable Teacher course. It's our premium course. It's valued at over $348. And really, it's everything that we covered in today's workshop, but in so much more depth. And you're getting exactly what you need to have your first 5-figure course launch. We're giving you our step-by-step course marketing plan, our 30-day course launch calendar. Plus, you get a course marketing checklist, templates, downloads, email swipe copy. Really, after you go through this program, you'll have successfully created your first profitable online course, but you'll have real students and revenue. And on top of that, we're also including our course creation workshop series. So this includes 12 workshops featuring some of the most incredible online entrepreneurs like Mariah Cause, who shows you how to have your first $5,000 course launch, and a workshop on how to choose an irresistible course topic. Melissa Griffin talks about how to have a high converting sales funnel for your course. Caleb Wojcik shows you how to create beautiful videos for your course. And Sean McCabe shows you how to grow your business with writing. Plus, there's actually 6 more workshops to help you keep growing your business. And then on the professional plan, you're also going to get access to 8 weeks of our live group coaching calls. So this is a live group coaching call with a teachable expert where you hop onto the call, you can ask your questions in person, you can share your screen to show us what you're up to, really get the full support that you need. And the best part is that you can go through this at your own pace. So that way it easily fits into your schedule, because I know life is busy. All that I need from you, though, is watch the videos, do the action items that we tell you, ask questions, because we've seen this time and time again. When you take action, you are going to get results. And you're getting the exact software that thousands of Teachables instructors have used to grow their online course business. So everything you're getting today. First, you get our professional plan. This is our most popular plan. You get our flagship program, The Profitable Teacher, our course creation workshop series, and 8 weeks of live group coaching calls. Now, the values that you're seeing on the right here, so our group coaching calls for $300, that's actually what we sell them for. So this isn't just made up numbers. You can go into our website after and actually purchase these things individually. So this is a total value of over $900. But if you upgrade to our professional plan, which is $99 a month, you can cancel at any time, we're actually going to give you the full course and all of those bonuses as a gift. But maybe you're not quite ready. And if you're like, I really want to join Teachable, but maybe the professional plan isn't the right step yet, if you upgrade to the basic plan, which is $39 a month, we've decided that we will give you all of the bonuses except for the coaching calls. So the basic plan has most of the awesome features you need. You still have unlimited courses and students. You still have custom domain, drip content. The big difference, though, is that there's a 5% transaction fee when you make sales. There isn't live chat for support, and you don't get access to our advanced marketing features like the one-click upsells. So if you're listening to this and you're just shaking your head and you're like, this is what I've been waiting for, this is a no-brainer, you're excited to get results with your course, click the Buy Now button above this video. And one other thing. So I genuinely don't want everyone to upgrade on this webinar right now, because really for us, it's important that we have the right people on our platform that are able to get results that we know can be successful. So because of that, we have a 100% money back guarantee. So you can take 30 days, go through everything, set up your school, download all those bonuses. And if for whatever reason, by the end of that time, you decide it's just not the right fit for you, let me know. We'll give you a full refund. There's no questions asked. It's 100% risk-free, but it still gets better because I have one other bonus that I want to add. Now, this is because you're live on this webinar right now, and we really appreciate that. Unfortunately, if you're watching the replay, this doesn't apply. But if you upgrade before we finish today's live webinar, you're going to get our private Rolodex for online course resources. So this is the exact list of people and resources that we use when we need help. And you cannot get access to this in any other place. And yes, that fast action bonus will come with both the basic and professional plan. So again, everything you're getting today, and I'm not going to read it all because there's a lot, but by upgrading to a professional plan, you get the Profitable Teacher, the course creation workshop series, our group coaching calls, and the private Rolodex of online course resources. This is a value of over $1,000 just from upgrading to the Teachable professional plan or basic. Now, I love this from Fiona. She says, after 2 weeks of relentless periscoping, a free workshop, tweeting, and marketing, she closed registration to her first course on Teachable, 40 paid students, $97 a student. So excited. Thanks for answering my questions. Love this platform. But I mean, you can see just from the reactions she got from the post, a lot of support. And Alan Perlin, when he first started, in less than 72 hours, he'd already made over $6,000 in sales. But now he's doing even bigger things. Now, we're going to go into our Q&A in just a second. But what I want you to do next, this is really important, please type into the chat to let me know when you've upgraded. Because this offer is not something we have on our website, like these bonuses and everything we're including is specifically for you for today's webinar. Type in, let us know so we can ensure you do get those. And by doing that, just click the Buy Now button above this video. Now, if you want to upgrade a pre-existing school, so let's say, in step 5, you had created your school, no problem. All you need to do is click the plan that's the right fit for you. But rather than recreating an account, scroll down the page and click log in. And then after you do this, you'll get an email from us with how to access all those bonuses and all the magical links. Now, if you're sitting here and you're thinking, okay, why is this offer so great? Why are you guys just giving away all of these bonuses? The truth is that we can do this because we're a software company. But really, what we found is actually when we first started, we found that we had, I think 30% of our revenue came from selling online courses. And as we were monitoring what our customers were doing, what the successful ones were doing, we found that the people that did the courses, that got the proper training, that knew how to have successful launches, when they were making money on our platform, they had money to pay us longer and they stayed with us longer. So really, it's a win-win situation where our success as a company, as a platform, is dependent on our customers being successful as well. So that's why we do it. And then if you need assistance once you're in, we are here to help. We literally have our customer care team standing by. But let's just answer your questions. Thanks for being here, guys. Excited to dive into them.
All right, guys, now it's time for you to ask us all your questions because we're here for the next half hour or so. So ask us all your questions so we can get those answered for you. All right, let's just turn on our fancy light and adjust our microphone. So we are here, we're live. Ask us your questions. Okay, so Jorge, if you're going to be able to upgrade later, just once you upgrade, shoot our support team a ticket or start a live chat, and we'll see what we can do to get you bonuses. Easy signing, just upgrade to the pro plan. Nice. Thank you so much. Virtual high five and a real high five. And Ned is upgraded now. Virtual high five, a real high five. Thanks, so Kate asks a really important question where she says, where can I see what classes are available on Teachable? I don't see a way for people to search for classes. So Kate, Teachable is not a course marketplace. Teachable isn't a business like udemy.com or lynda.com, where when you go there, you're a student and you're looking for courses. And the thing is, when you put your course on Udemy or lynda.com, Udemy and Lynda control the course. They own the student's information, so you can't contact them. They can control your content. They set the pricing. With Teachable, we don't promote your stuff, but that's why you own it 100%. Okay, so it's a different type of business.
Easy signing upgraded to pro. Sam upgraded.
Virtual high fives, real high fives. Jess's high fives are really weak right now because she's on some crazy fad diet. The kids these days, I don't know. Laura, if you close the Teachable School, if you had our support team delete it, you won't be able to reopen it. But if you just put it back down to like the not the non-paid plan, then you should be able to upgrade right back. Julio, the basic plan does include the email marketing features. And Philip, you can have discussions on Teachable. I'll drop you a link, Philip, about how people use discussions on Teachable. We have built-in comments for that. Susan says, "Can I view this webinar again?"
Yeah, we will email you a replay. It's only going to be available for I think like 48 hours, but you'll be able to go through this again, take notes, and apply it.
Kimberly, does Teachable work with any specific marketing software? Yes, we do. We work with every single piece of marketing software that integrates with Zapier. So that's pretty much all of them, like whether it's GetResponse or ConvertKit or MailChimp or ActiveCampaign or Infusionsoft. We integrate with all of them via Zapier. Someone's asking about external sales page. So Kia, you can have an external sales page if you want, whether on WordPress or Lead Pages or somewhere else, and you can just link people directly to the Teachable checkout. It's very, very easy. So I can send you a support article about how to do that.
Corey just upgraded to basic. Welcome, virtual high five.
Virtual high five,
Tina
real high five.
And
virtual high fives, virtual high fives,
real high five.
Julio, yes, you can upgrade to basic directly.
Kia says, I've seen some very customized sales pages. Okay.
Yeah, I answered that. Kimberly is now a pro member. Yay, Kimberly, good job. Welcome. Virtual high five and real high five.
People are just upgrading to see us do this.
Matia in Costa Rica. We want to try with a pre-sale for our first course. What do you think is the most important part? The most important thing to do, mail sequence sales pages. So what do you think, Jess? The most important part of a pre-launch. What are your thoughts on this?
Okay, I think the most important part of a pre-launch is one, to validate your idea. Like, do you mean as in like leading up to the launch, or granted that you have an idea that people are interested in? Because I think the biggest mistake that people make is that they will go through a course launch. They'll ask their customers or their audience, being like, hey, what do you want to learn? And so they'll create a course on that. They won't test it out, and then they'll just, do like a free video series, or they'll do a mini course or whatever it is. And then they find that the sales aren't reflective in what people were saying. And the truth is that what I would say is once you do, like, I would just go through a launch, but interview your audience to see what is it that how they would explain their pain points. Because a lot of the times it's not the product, it's how you're communicating what the pain points are. So people don't realize that your course might actually be the perfect fit for them. So I'd really just do a lot of user testing before you go into your mini launch.
So Nemi says, I'm not sure how to upgrade my existing free account to pro. Yeah, Ross, you can hear busy New York City in the background. We are here live in Chelsea. Sorry it's so loud, but we do what we can. So Nemi, I'm going to show you exactly how you can upgrade your school, okay? So I'm just going to share my screen. So I'm here, I'm looking at this webinar. I'm like, wow, this is a great webinar. I'm feeling like upgrading to pro. So I'm just going to click upgrade to pro, and that'll bring me to a screen that looks like this. Now, again, if you already have an account here, all you need to do is click the login button down here to log into your existing account. So like for me, I'm just going to log in with Cameron 7 steps 12318 at teachable.com. And this will take me to my free school, and it'll bring me right to the place where I upgrade. So it redirects me and it brings me right to the place where I upgrade to professional. Okay, so that's exactly how you do it, Nemi. Just make sure to click log in on that screen after you select your plan. All right, I'm just going to stop sharing my screen. Thanks so much for your attention. Mariel, I'm still not sure how to access existing. So Mariel, Teachable is not a course marketplace. You don't go to Teachable and search for courses. So people don't come to Teachable to find your course. It's up to you to market your course, okay? So that's how people find it. And what about money back guarantee? And we have a 30-day money back guarantee on all Teachable plans. So you get your money back in 30 days if you're not satisfied. Now, whether you want to have a money back guarantee for your courses, that's more up to you, okay? It does depend on your industry. And I know that, like you're saying, some places might require, but that's up to you to look into.
Okay, so Easy Science is just registered for Pro. Now, how do I get started? Will I be able to receive a copy of this webinar? Yeah, definitely. So keep an eye on your inbox. Tomorrow, you'll be able to get the email link to our webinar. But really, because you upgraded to Pro, you get access to the Profitable Teacher, which is like, I wouldn't even watch the replay. I would just do the Profitable Teacher because it just goes in so much more depth, like takes you step by step on what you need to do.
So Tina has a very good question. Tina says, what's the difference between basic and pro? Like, why is the live coaching worth the extra bucks? So first of all, Tina, the plan itself is a lot better. There's no transaction fee. You get paid instantly instead of having to wait. You have like more options. Like you can have other people contribute courses to your school, and you have like live chat support. And that's just a few of the things. So Pro really is a better plan. Now, in addition to that, we also have that extra bonus, like you said, the 8 weeks of live group coaching calls. So these are about 40 minutes long. So it's almost 8 hours total, about 6 hours, in fact, of content where you tune in live with between like 10 and 20 other people normally. And we do these every week, and you get 8 weeks of access. Now, in the past, here's an example, like someone will hop in, they're looking for some help. They're trying to do a pre-launch, but they're not sure how to do a pre-launch, given the topic they're teaching. So whoever's leading the webinar, normally me, will give them advice and feedback, and other people in the group will help. It turns into a real kind of masterclass session. Again, this is something that we used to sell, and we realized we'd make more money in the end of the day if we just gave this away to people who joined us, because it keeps you more successful. So I love doing these. They're incredibly fun, and I hope to see you on them.
Also, Pooja upgraded. I'm sorry if I said your name wrong, but Virtual High Five.
Virtual High Five, Real High Five. And Ramanan, we only allow drip at the section level, so many people just split up their sections into smaller groups. Nemi, yes, you can use a debit card. Any credit or debit card should work.
Joe, does upgrade to basic also come with a Profitable Teacher course? Yes, it does. The main difference is that you won't get the live coaching calls as a bonus. I can faxes. Do you have a recommendation to start basic? It depends. So like the basic plan is really best for people that aren't planning on launching for like another 6 months. Because you don't get access to all the incredible features that really can make an impact on your course. But yeah, if you're looking at getting results soon, like within the first couple of months, I would say professional plan. And note, there is no limit on how many courses you can have or how many classes. So it's all under one school, but you can have unlimited courses and unlimited students.
Okay. So good question from Fabiola. So Fabiola, like, how do I actually put a lead magnet on my school? So Fabiola, here's the thing. Most people, their lead magnet is a teachable course. They'll create a free teachable course. And when someone signs up for that, you get their email. Their email is saved in your teachable site, and it can go automatically into your CRM, whether that's ConvertKit or MailChimp or Infusionsoft or something like that. So it's just creating a course. That's how it's done. Once someone signs up for that course, you get their email. Now, if you're looking for other types of lead magnets, like, giveaways or cheat sheets, something like that. Now that's something that you might do, by redeeming someone. Like you said, they get a free PDF, but after they fill out a form from your email carrier. But that really does depend. But for the free lead magnet of a teachable course, we really recommend that. Laura says, please tell us about the upsells. So Teachable has built-in upsell functionality. And what that means is, let's say your main course is $100, but you have the $300 version. You can set it up so that after someone buys the $100 version, they get a page that says, hey, thanks so much for buying, the $100 version. But because you did this, I'm going to give you a 20% discount to upgrade right now to the advanced version. And then you can just set that up automatically with our upsells. But you don't just have to upsell courses. You can upsell, group coaching calls. You can upsell done-for-you services. You can upsell one-on-one help. You can upsell so many different things.
Joe upgraded. Kimberly's went for basic. Sharon's upgrading now. Virtual high five to all of you guys.
Virtual high five, real high five. Julio upgraded, virtual high five, real high five. Nadia, sure, but it's really limited in terms of features, so it's just for kind of getting used to the interface. JJ says, I want to create courses in my company. Can I get invoiced from Teachable for all the payments? JJ, you get a receipt automatically after you make a payment. If you need a more detailed receipt, you can get in touch with our support team and we can generate one for you.
Ooh, yes. So Ken says, can you bring in multiple teachers? Yes, you can on the Pro plan.
Atlanta says, any recommendations for launching an online course in Teachable as an extension to an existing services business? So Atlanta, people use these for lead generation all the time. So for instance, there's a company I know, foursigmatic.com. Mm-hmm. They make a coffee alternative made out of dried mushrooms. And you might be listening to that and saying like, what? How does that work? That's kind of weird. And they get that reaction all the time. So that's why they created a free mini course about, what is mushroom coffee? How does this work? How is it healthy, etc. They put that together into a free mini course. So people go through that. And then at the end, they have a quiz. And if they pass the quiz, they get 15% off their first order. So even though they don't sell any of their courses, they've still made thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars off of it from all the customers who have come in, learned something more, and then signed up and got the coupon.
Claire's asking one-off payments versus monthly payments. I mean, it really depends, but I think if you're using premium pricing, having some form of a monthly payment plan just makes it more accessible to more people. But if you're asking one-off payments for a course versus monthly payments, like doing a membership, so people pay you every single month to have access to your content, the biggest thing with that is just how much time you have. So with a monthly payment plan, or not payment plan, but membership, you have to every month create new content, support people in the group. It's making sure people stay rather than churning after a couple of months. So there's definitely a lot more work involved, I think, but both can be impactful.
So easy signing. I think that this should work just fine because it's video and video, like you can do sign language and video. I don't think that it'll be an issue at all. I've definitely seen classes that are audio only. I don't know if I've seen ones that actually just have no audio at all. It's only video, just silent video, but I don't see any reason why it wouldn't work.
I know there's a girl that teaches sign language, but yeah.
Laura, can you tell us about custom domains? So Laura, once you're on the basic plan or professional plan, you can use your own domain on Teachable. So most people use a subdomain. So Laura, for instance, if you own laura.com, you might put your Teachable school at courses.laura.com. Okay. So that's what most people do. Kimberly upgrade to basic. Kimberly, great to have you.
Virtual high five.
Real high five. Susan, I would get permission from your technical college before you use their email list. That's important. Oh, and Pete, yeah, subtitles. You can add subtitles to the videos easily. You can add as many subtitles as you want on the Pro plan, and you can add one subtitle on the basic plan. And said, I missed how we're building the list. Where are we getting these people? Jess?
Yeah, so I mean, I would definitely check your email tomorrow because you'll get the replay for this. Step 3 is where we really cover that in depth. But really, it depends on who your customers are and where they're hanging out. But you can do things like your mini courses where people have to enter their email address to get access to it. You can do webinars, you can do giveaways, you can guest post on maybe websites where your potential customers will be visiting. I mean, there's so many things. I'm not sure if you upgraded. If you did, Profitable Teacher goes like we have 18 strategies on how to do that from scratch. But definitely, if not, go back tomorrow and review step 3 for all those. Nami's trying to upgrade but can't find the postcode.
What do you mean by you can't find the postcode? You just need to put in the zip code for your area, or where your card is registered.
I can add a really great question. Is there an option to bring on affiliates to help sell courses? Yes. So what this means is you can have some of your past students or people that you know or other people promote your course. So say like, hey, like check out this person's course, you should buy it. And then you would give them a percentage, but they're helping spread the word. We also now have the ability that you can link people to, let's say, a blog post that you have or a free course that you have where people can join it for free and they're tracked and they still get credit for the people that they sent to join your course. So there's a lot of options that you can do with that. Definitely possible.
Maybe says you live in Ukraine and you don't have a postcode. My bank account don't remember either postcode. So that means unfortunately there's not much we can do. We have to have that to charge the card. So you'll have to chat with your bank about that, but we can't take payment without that. That's information that our payment processor needs. This is more of just a recorded video program, Easy Signing. However, you can embed a live video as well. We're mostly used for pre-recorded training. And yes, Dr. China, it comes with the course creation workshop series. But do you want to give Dr. China an explanation of like the Profitable Teacher, like a rundown of that?
Yeah, so the Profitable Teacher, it's really what we went through today, but in so much more depth. And so it takes you from not having a course idea to understanding how to come up with a profitable course idea to then growing your audience and your email list so you have a list of people to sell your course to. But then it also goes into some really interesting things like consumer psychology. So how do you properly market your course so you're attracting the right people and you're communicating effectively? There's an entire launch calendar. There's email swipe copy. So you can just copy and paste and like change it a bit for what emails you send out. It's really just, it's like, so you don't have to think about the launch. If you've never launched before, this is like the most amazing program you could have. And you're getting it for free, so. Miguel says, if I join basic now, but sometimes something comes up and I need to refund it, can I rejoin the plan? And Cameron answered, yes.
So I'm going to drop you a link about adding a live webinar. I saw someone ask that, so I'm just going to put that in the chat. Yes, you can do a live webinar on Teachable. You would just embed a live streaming video from somewhere like YouTube Live. That's what I would do.
Oh, and also, if you guys want to continue the conversation on courses.
Oh, join our private instructor Facebook group. I'm going to drop the link into chat. Join us there.
Hang out with us there.
Drop in the link. Join our private instructor Facebook group. There's over 20,000 people. It's an incredible resource. So join us in there. Cannot wait to see you. So solid spam there. So join us in that Facebook group. We'd love to see you there. Ken Fax is starting with basic. Ken, great to have you. Virtual high five, real high five. Is there someone from Jesse there? Fabiola, I'm not sure what you mean. Laura, so I don't know if you can put in our built-in upsell block doesn't have like links to Amazon in it, but you could just add like a text block on the page that they see after they buy that could say something like, thank you for buying. Now check out my book on Amazon. The main point of having our upsells is that it's one click. So they click yes, I want to upgrade, and it instantly charges them. Michaela's upgraded. Yay. Virtual high five, real high five. Jason, basic and pro are very different. So pro, for instance, has no transaction fee, whereas basic has like a transaction fee that we charge. With pro, you can get your money instantly. Pro has live chat support. Pro allows you to add other people to your Teachable school so that they can help administer it. So and like we can even do an automatic revenue share. So there are lots of advantages. Plus on the pro, if you upgrade to that, you'll get 8 weeks of live group coaching as a bonus, which is not available for people who upgrade to basic. Fabiola, as in my school, I teach T-Knowledge. I'd like to send some students some T samples. So Fabiola, I would just get their address via like a Google form. So that's what I would do. Miguel, this offer should be valid for the next 24 hours or so. And no worries, you can come back at any time. Easy signing. I hope you enjoy. Let me know what you think. We'd love to hear how this turns out.
Tanya, if I click upgrade, do I lose the webinar on my device?
Tanya, it should just open a new browser tab. Like if you're on an iOS device, it'll open a new Safari tab. So after you upgrade, you can close it and it'll be back to the webinar.
And since Teachable Pro plan has to be when taxes roll in, guys, can I get my rain check for this? I mean, so you can join Teachable at any time. The only thing that makes this offer different is that we're including all of these bonuses. We can't promise that we'll be doing it later, but you can, of course, join Teachable at any time, and we'd love to have you. Miguel says, just wanted to say thanks again for the helpful answers. Thank you, Miguel. Thank you guys for being here.
Ken Fax, is there a discount for annual pricing? Yes, you can switch to annual and you'll save 2 months. Ramanan, if you want to move courses from a free school to a paid school, get in touch with our customer support team. Send that ticket from your paid school and we'll see what we can do to move those. Miguel says, thanks for the helpful answers. You're welcome, Miguel. Dr. China, for the basic, does PayPal pays in addition 30 days after? So Dr. China, so we send you money via PayPal, and then from PayPal, you can send it to your bank. How long that part will take, that depends on your country and your PayPal account. Typically, it only takes a couple of days.
Easy signing, how do I advertise this on my website? Do you mean, how do you advertise your course that you're creating on your website? Or do you mean like Teachable? Like for people to use Teachable or this webinar? Marilyn says, I just logged into my existing school via basic upgrade. Where do I access the bonuses? So check your inbox. You will get an email with all of that. Just make sure that you upgraded via the upgrade button above this video.
All right, so it is almost time for us to wrap this up. This has been a lot of fun. So I guess we'll take just 1 or 2 more questions. Just 1 or 2 more questions. Monica is upgrade to basic, virtual high five, real high five. All right, so I'm not seeing any more questions come in. So I guess it is about time for us to wrap this up. So I guess, Jess, we do have to close by thanking everyone, because actually at the end of the day, there are so many people out there who want to learn more about online courses, but there aren't many people who will actually take the time to do that. Wait, Sam says, wait. People say, almost there. Barbara says, how long do we have to decide? So Barbara, this offer should be out for the next 24 hours or so. Don't worry. Kate, you can put your Teachable. People still have some questions. Looks like Kate says, Teachable, can you put your course on Udemy, even if it's on Teachable? Yes, we don't make you sign any exclusivity agreements. It's totally fine. Dr. China, yes, you'll see how the course is selling. We give you all the reports.
Basic is $39 a month. You can cancel it anytime.
Monica, if you upgraded a current account, it should still work. But if you don't get your bonuses within a couple of hours, just shoot us an email to support@teachable.com. Sam then market on Udemy. Sam, most people will put like a free mini course on Udemy to use their promotions, but then keep their main courses on Teachable. Nemi upgraded to Pro, Virtual High Five, Real High Five. And the lessons for continuing to get students, those are in our blog and in the Profitable Teacher. You'll see it all there. Now, it is about time for us to wrap this up. So again, like I said, we should end by thanking everyone because you guys actually took the time of your days to come and learn something. And that means so much to all of us. So on behalf of myself
and Jess
and everyone else here at Teachable HQ, thank you so much for your time, everyone. And I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day.
See you guys.
See you later.